Welcome to a brief review of the Android 7 update, which is also called Nougat, Android 7.0 Nougat. Overall, I'm really impressed by this Android update. Compared to versions 5 and 6, which didn't do too much and were drag on the battery life of the device, version 7 has greatly improved performance, had a marginal increase in battery life, as well as just some little things that users might find very good to use, things which are very intuitive and common sense. In terms of performance, I would like to demonstrate to you some of the applications I use. Let's do some offline ones first. Next SMS is a nice messaging service. You can see it loads really quickly, yeah? Another app which loads very quickly, say Viber, almost instantaneous, as you can see. If you look at the weather app, this is slightly online, okay? Online apps. Take a little bit longer, but again, it's really fast. It's quicker than before. If you look on Wikipedia, another basic online app. Yeah, it's very quick to load as well. Now let's go through a few games, okay? Ball Hop Anniversary Edition loads very quickly under Android 7 Nougat. See how quick that was? Very quick. See that? Deny. Okay. Another app that's vertical scrolling and that has potential for online. It's also pretty quick. Snake King. You see it pops up straight away. Again. Words of Friends. It's very see, almost instantaneous. Okay. And I will do one more Song Pop. This might take a bit longer. This app traditionally takes a bit longer, but overall, you've seen that the low resource intensive apps are probably about 15% faster to start up on Android 7 Nougat compared to previous versions of Android. Okay. Now I'll finally test the Meetup app. It's like a social networking tool. Again, very quick. Very quick. Like, just to recap, low resource intensive apps take probably about 10-15% faster to load. Some of the more intensive apps, which I won't show you, which take longer to load, which are landscape orientation, which probably stuffs up this video. Stuff like Real Racing 3. It probably has negligible or zero effect on the performance of and also the loading time of it. But you see the massive improvements in the low resource producing apps. The second thing I'd like to show you is the battery life. Okay. Normally, under previous versions, under this, I'm using a Nexus 5X, LG Nexus 5X by the way. Before, at 4:30 PM, after going through from the full charge, okay, it probably is under 15% by 4:30 PM, and I struggle to have enough battery life remaining when I get home. When I get home, it's probably like run out of battery already. But under Android version 7 Nougat, I'll have about 25 to 30% left, depending on how much I use of these high resource consuming games. But yes, at least 25% remaining at 4:30, which ensures that I get home with some battery life in me. Obviously, I'm doing the same battery optimization techniques. And the reason that the devs claim for the improvement in battery life is the improvement in the doze mechanism. Under previous versions of Android, version 6 Marshmallow, you had to have your phone flat on the table in order to maximize or properly use doze to save battery. But in version 7 Nougat, you actually save battery by placing the phone in the pocket. So there's battery optimization time increases, and therefore you have more battery life. Over 250 changes have been made to Android between version 6 and 7, I'll show you some of the other ones. In the menu, you get more detail as to both when the notifications came through. You can see how many minutes since the last use of the phone, and also a little bit of more detail. You can see that grey text, AZ screen recorder is running. It's a bit more context to this thing. So that means that it's more likely that you have to click into the notification in order to do more things. Of course, that makes it less menus to navigate. It makes for a better user experience. You can also see the notifications on the top. They've restored these radio buttons. The little buttons that you can switch on and off directly from there, not having to go here, as you did in the previous version. You just have to go here and switch off the Wi-Fi like that. See, it's just straight off. The circle button takes you back to the menu. Split screen. So say I want to, you can still remove apps one by one like that from the screen, but you can flick through like that. But the main two differences in this area are that the main window is much bigger, so you actually see what's going on. Previous versions had these tiny windows, you couldn't see much. You can also do split screen. Yep. Oh, okay. App doesn't spot split screen. Okay. I'll have to undo a few things. But say Wikipedia. Just put that on the top, and you can put this on the bottom. Okay. They always give you the warning, app may not work with split screen. But in my experience, if it's compatible and it doesn't say it's not compatible, it's going to work. You can flick through that, scroll through that. You can then click, I don't know, about or something like that. Okay. So we'll go back. I think. Yeah. Oh, that's how you do it. You bring it back up. Let's bring up all these apps again. You see the clear all button up the top right hand corner. You press that once and it clears all of those little windows. Very neat trick. This was available in versions 4 and earlier, but they inexplicably took it out in version 5 and 6, and due to user outrage, that clear all button is back, and I love it. I suppose the other change is that you can change the overall system font. There were some apps before, like Handsen or Next SMS, which have within app fonts that you can go, larger or smaller. But here you can do the increase font and decrease font for the whole system, and I think that does the icons as well. So if you look at the settings, two changes here, two main ones anyway. Suggestions, you can always do the suggestions if you want, but I do not want to use suggestions. So that's like, you can actually remove the suggestions. So next time it comes up with a better suggestions, it tells you things which you will not know. Like for instance, that's a thing which I never use, Google Voice. But say if I wanted to use that and I will gain from that, I will gain a lot from that. Again, with all these sub menus, you see these little subtext, extra line worth of explanation. Wi-Fi is disabled. In the previous version, you have to look at the icon or guess to see if it's disabled or not. And as you can see, as you scroll through, there's much more detail in each of these lines. So it just pretty much stops you most of the time from having to go into the next menu. And therefore, this again improves the user experience. Little change is that you can see with some of the dates, especially the month. Okay, there's actually a full stop on the end of every sentence. I find that a bit strange. It's neither here nor there, but it's just a change I've noticed in Android version 7. Alright, I think I've talked way longer than enough. I love my Android version 7 Nougat. Meow to that. And if you have any constructive comments or questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section of this YouTube video. Feel free to like and comment and subscribe. Yeah, it's Arthur out for now, and I hope you enjoy your Android version 7 when you get it.